What's good, everybody? It's the night before a match, and in this case, it's really the night before a match. It is about 10:15 in the evening here on One More Sleep. That's right. It's time to take on San Jose for not one, not two, but the third time of this season already. You know my voice. I'm the Scarf, J.R. Liebert in front of the semi-famous Scarf Wall here in beautiful Lawndale, California, sitting to my left on the interwebs and 30 some odd miles away as the crow flies in world-famous Philomonster Studios, Motown, Philly. All right.
Motown Philly back again. I don't know. I was in the supermarket the other day, and this Boys to Men song happened to be playing on the speakers, and I thought to myself, I've used all kinds of names. I've used Philly Idol, Thelonious Monk. I have not once used Motown Philly. And it makes sense, Scar, because I did just get back from Detroit like a week ago. So I figured, hey, why not stick with it? But you're right. You said it. One more sleep. The night before the game, we play against San Jose again. This is round 3 between LAFC and San Jose. And we need a win really, really badly.
We do. And I know when I think of Motown, you are one of the first people that comes to mind clearly. Look, I want to put something out there for everybody who's watching One More Sleep on your way to the game, if you're listening to it, whatever. This is game number 31 of the season for your Los Angeles Football Club. This is only game number 22 of the season for San Jose. Let me put that into a little bit of perspective here. San Jose has only played multiple games in a week 3 times this season. 3. LAFC has played multiple games in a week 12 times this season. These guys, Philly, you're absolutely right. These guys absolutely need a win, but these guys absolutely need the Nectar Nap Room, or I don't know, whoever else our sponsor is anymore with these beds or whatever else we can do with these guys. They're dead tired. And no, we're not making excuses. We're just putting it out there that this will be 9 more games played to this point in the season and 9 more weeks where we have had multiple games in a week than San Jose.
Scarf, you're right. But at the end of the day, the millions.
I was drinking and millions. Hate you.
No, and realize that LAFC has lost 8 out of their last 11 in all competitions. LAFC has only suffered, 8 defeats in the previous 43 games in all competitions from late May of 2022 until this bad streak started against the Galaxy in the Open Cup on May 23rd. It's a lull, without a doubt, and every season you'll see a lull. A team might start out hot, go through the lull, and hopefully go out there and kick some butt the second half of the season, which honestly is exactly what we did. I'll never forget when we came back from Texas, everybody wanted to set the whole ship ablaze. And then shortly after that, we got in our reinforcements, and we were off to the races en route to winning a Supporters Shield and an MLS Cup. Now, I'm not saying we're going to repeat in the Supporters Shield because, well, a lot of things would have to happen. We'd have to start winning for one, and FC Cincinnati and a couple other teams would need to start slowing down on their winning. So very, very unlikely. But as it stands, we get into the playoffs with a pretty decent seeding. Anything can happen. It's an additional season. But you're right. We cannot continue to make excuses. At some point, this is a results business, and the results need to start turning our way, especially with us being back at BMO Stadium, having lost to a couple of teams that have never really won in BMO or ever been successful on the road. We need to turn things around, and a W, anything less than a win on Saturday is unacceptable. No ties. It's got to be a win.
Philly, you mentioned one key word in all of that, other than win, by the way, because that's key, and other than score, because that's key. Reinforcements, we're getting one, baby. And I am so excited. Air Senegal landing back at BMO. Mamadou flippin' Fall is back. I am shocked. I am shocked. I don't want to say it very loud because clubs in Europe might hear me that he's coming back. I don't want to alert them because Air Senegal, Mamadou Fall. I mean, Philly, one of my favorite players to ever play in an LAFC uniform, to wear the kit, to don the black and gold, to sport the crest. I am so excited that Mamadou Fall is back. You just wait till my player to watch. Spoiler alert. This is so much fun for me. Look, we have shown, Philly, in the past, last couple matches, when we do score, oftentimes it's off of a set piece. And I can't think of a deadlier weapon back there than Mamadou Fall on that goal box.
I love it. Absolutely. But I'm going to be very wary and I'm going to be very cautious about pinning all my hopes on a season turnaround on the young 20-year-old. I mean, this kid went to prom a couple of years ago. He's not the person that we can put all our hope on. There are other reinforcements, and I'm hoping, I haven't heard anything. We were given a link to this ridiculous article about how LAFC is going all in on Cristiano Ronaldo. What? No, I don't think that's happening. I don't even think it'd be possible.
He's number 9, Philly.
Yes, for sure. Would I hate it? I just think it's so improbable. I'm not even thinking about it. Plus, he is a Herbalife sponsored athlete. I don't see how that would happen anyway, but that's besides the point. Yes, it is exciting to get back Mamadou Fall, because if there's anything we could all agree upon is the fact that we are very thin in the back line, because we're still going to be without Jesus David Maria. Aaron Long is still competing in the U.S. in the Gold Cup with the U.S. men's national team. Sergei Palencia is still out with a lower body extremity issue. We need defenders. We cannot. I repeat, cannot. Yeah, I mean, we are defenders. If they got to rely on us, we might as well kiss the season goodbye. We might as well tank the rest of the year, but we cannot rely on the likes of an Ilie Sanchez or Eric Duenas back there. That's proven to not be that's a recipe for disaster. So it's good that we're getting Mamadou Fall back. And yeah, we're facing a familiar opponent. And so far, we've split the series this season so far.
Talk about splitting things. That's all San Jose has done all year. A stat line that Las Vegas would be proud of. 7-7-7 on the season.
Isn't that your favorite drink back in the day, 7-7?
I've been a Crown guy, not a Seagram's guy. So
because you hate Canada.
I don't hate Canada. I love Alphonso Davies.
I love
7-7 on the year, 28 points in 21 matches. Philly, they are the definition of middle of the road. They are 4 points back of second place and 4 points ahead of missing the playoffs altogether. Look, this is a club that can score goals okay. They're 16th overall, tied for 16th overall in goals scored. They give up goals more. They're tied for 12th overall. I don't know what they do well. I don't know what they do poorly. I think they're one of those teams that if they can get hot at the right point, it can propel them into the playoffs. And if they go, let's say 3, 4, 5 games without a win, it might have them completely fall out of the playoff structure. This is a team, Philly, and we're going to talk about 2 massive pieces that are missing for this club in just a minute. This is a team that doesn't do anything for me whatsoever, especially without the 2 players they'll be missing.
They haven't really done anything since LAFC's joined the league in 2018. I mean, the last respectable season they had, 2015, where they were 13-13-8. Their last actual winning season was 2013 when they went 14-11-9. So, no, this is not a team that is anything other than just above the bottom of the barrel. But let's not kid ourselves. They did beat us in I keep wanting to say Santa Clarita. They beat us in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium 2-1. We returned that favor 2-1. But you said it. They're going to be without a couple of key players. But what does it really matter? Dallas was without a couple of key players. Every single opponent we've played since international duty has occurred, every team that we played has been without a couple of key players. And totally warped, these teams have beaten us. So I don't even know what to assume anymore. But yes, a couple of key instruments and ingredients for the San Jose Earthquakes attack will not be there.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jesus Ferreira, not there. Chicharito, not there. None of that mattered, that's for sure. And look, the thing we do know, Philly, when we play these guys is there's going to be late drama at some point, right? In our 2-1 loss, they scored an 83rd minute goal by Christian Espinoza, his second of the game. In our 2-1 win, how about a 5th minute stoppage time PK after Tanner Beeson gifted us a beautiful penalty shot by Carlitos Vela? So there's probably going to be late drama, but it will not include 2 players on the U.S. men's national team right now, Cade Cowell and Jackson Ewell. Nathan also out with an ACL injury. He's usually a thorn in our side on defense, but he's been hurt for most of the year. And a player who I think can be an X factor, Philly, for San Jose time and time again. And a player who we know loves to play against us from his time in Philadelphia, Ramiro Montero, all those guys gone, not going to play. So I think that's huge for us at LAFC. Although, as I'm saying that, right, Paul Arriola, gone. Sega Koulibaly, gone. Martin Cáceres, gone. Chicharito, Jesus Ferreira, gone. And yet, those two teams hung L's on us. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying. You could be right.
I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right at all. And they haven't even been competing very well. I mean, yeah, they drew against the Galaxy. St. Louis beat them. We're going to host them on Wednesday. That'll be a big game for us. But before we look ahead at that, I mean, Houston Dynamo whooped up on San Jose. They couldn't get by. They couldn't even score on the Timbers. But they did beat the Philadelphia Union. So, look, a team that can really come at you aggressively and surprise and shock you. And everybody's been shocking and surprising us lately. So I'm not thinking that San Jose is going to, but again, we've got to start capitalizing and start collecting points. Look, winning on the road in Major League Soccer is always an arduous task. But if you can't win at home, you might as well kiss the season goodbye. BMO Stadium, the Banc, has always been something that we have protected very successfully since the dawning of our club. I say it as if we've been around a century. No, it's only since 2018. But we need to turn things around. And there's some players to watch, so we should actually get into that, Scarf.
All right. I was going to get into how San Jose is really good at home. They've only lost once in 11 matches, but how they're bad on the road. They've only won once in 10 matches, but sure, fine. We'll get into our players to watch because I'm excited to talk about this one. You know exactly damn well who my LAFC player to watch is. Of course it is. Mamadou Fall, Air Senegal, back in black and gold once again. Will he come out in his traditional number 5? I can't wait. I don't know. This is just so exciting. I'm like a kid on Christmas right now, ready to open up that present and see what's going on. Christian Espinoza. I like that. We added an extra N there in Christian Espinoza.
Oopsie.
Look, let's hope he doesn't add an extra goal like he did once against us already with the brace. Christian Espinoza is their best player out there. It's very simple. Christian Espinoza is the straw that stirs the drink. And he is also, by the way, 1 assist away from owning the San Jose Earthquakes all-time career assist mark. And you know he is going to want to break it on Apple TV in the game that everybody can watch for free on Apple TV this week. Christian Espinoza, who was an MVP candidate at some point during the year. He kind of fell off for a little bit. Christian Espinoza, Mamadou Fall, my players to watch. And Philly already told me he's got different players to watch. So let's see who he's got.
Yeah. As far as my players to watch, I'll start with LAFC. Chiqui Palacios did not play in the last matchup against Carson in Pasadena because he was on the naughty list for yellow card accumulation. He is well rested, and I'm sure he's even a little more aggravated that he put the team in the position that he put them in. I've been a little hard on Chiqui lately, but that's because I hold him to a higher standard than a lot of the other players on LAFC. He's one of our best defenders, if not one of the best defenders in the league, period. And with him having an extra few days off and having that chip on his shoulder, I'm looking for a big game out of Chiqui Palacios. Not so much offensively, but more so defensively. And if we're going to be successful in this game defensively, we're going to have to stop your player to watch in Christian Espinoza and my player to watch, Jeremy Abobasi. Now, Christian Espinoza has only scored 1 goal since the last time that these two teams have played against each other. Jeremy Abobasi, on the other hand, has had 2 goals since the last time we competed against them. But he's always a danger when it comes to teams in California. I came across this statistic on Major League Soccer, and it blew my mind. In the 11 career games that he's competed in between going up against Galaxy and LAFC, he's got 10 goals. He's got 4 goals in 5 matches against LAFC and 6 goals in 6 matches against the Galaxy. And the other statistic is, the 10 goals are the most by a visiting player at Southern California teams in MLS history. And yes, that's including Chivas USA. Jeremy Abobasi loves scoring against California teams. He is now a part of a California team. He was doing this when he was a member of the Pesky Pine Trees. He is a scary, scary man, a dangerous player to watch. And him and Espinoza make this team very formidable, even without the likes of a Cade Cowell and a Jackson Ewell.
7 goals on the season for Abobasi in Major League Soccer, 9 goals, 6 assists for Christian Espinoza. It's pretty easy to see why the two of us chose who we did. And look, how very defenders of the bank of us, Philly, that we pick defenders, Mamadou Fall and Cheeky Palacios. And you're not the only one, by the way, that was hard on Cheeky Palacios after this last game. I said, and I quote, he cost us the match by not playing in that game. No slight on Eric Duenas, but that just wasn't it. So look, Philly, keys to the match coming into this. I've got two. The first is to continue your set piece sustenance. I think that we have been feasting on set pieces lately, especially because of delivery that we have gotten from Carlos Vela, Kellen Acosta, and now Mati Bogusz, who we can put into the mix and have 3 different players who give you quality service on set pieces. Ilie Sanchez with the goal against Carson in the Rose Bowl. And I think, again, with Mamadou Fall, I know I'm setting him up like he's going to be the second coming. I'm just really excited to have another weapon in the box as we are getting our set pieces around to the level that they need to be. The second one is a little different. And yes, I think a little bit of this has to do with the fact that, like I said, we are now playing our 31st match of the year and our 12th week of the season where we are playing multiple games in a week. But Philly, you and I sat in the press conference for the Carson Galaxy in the Rose Bowl. And I was struck by something. I was struck how every single one of those players and Coach Greg Vanney answered questions like this was their Super Bowl. And you know what? It was, because that game mattered more to the Galaxy than I felt like our guys played. Yeah, we're dead tired. Yeah, we have injuries. Yeah, there's international duty. But I just felt like from the minute they blew the whistle until that final whistle and through the press conferences, that Galaxy just played like they wanted it more. Well, I want to challenge our boys. Play like you want it more when they come into your stadium, a club that we have played 15 times now in MLS regular season going into this game and 16 total overall. Play like this game matters more. I don't care that you're tired anymore. That's really easy for me to say. I sit here and talk into a microphone. I don't play. But I want to see something a little bit deeper. Dig deep in this match. Show us that it matters more. Not that it matters, but it matters more.
It's fair. I mean, it's tough to gauge attitude and vibe. And yeah, while the team did give it their best, you're right. They do need to show just a wee bit more heart. But you know who's still constantly showed heart? Denny Bwanga. And the thing I have for my keys to the game is convert the opportunities. I've said time and time again, podcast time and time again, one more sleep, whatever. Like I've said this countless times. Need to convert on our opportunities. It's great if we're making and creating ideas and having shots get on target and out shooting the opponent. But if we're not converting, who cares? We could have 20 shots on 20 shots with 15 of them on target. If we score no goals, who gives a crap? We could just as easily lose to a team that's had one shot with one on target, one goal. It's unacceptable to have that many opportunities and to not convert. And at the same time, it has to be someone other than Denny Bwanga. Denny's going to take his chances. He always does. He's always going to lead the team in shots because he's playing that way. He's aggressive. He's our leading scorer. He's always going to be that guy. But the rest of the team needs to take some of the pressure off of him, whether it be Carlos Vela, whether it finally be Stipe Biuk, whether it finally be Mati Bogusz. We don't have Mahala anymore, unfortunately, because we would normally count on him to score goals. Other players need to step up and convert their opportunities. And at the same time, since we both chose defenders as our players to watch, you got to contain Jeremy Abobasi and Christian Espinoza. You cannot let these guys get open and have a clean look. I said when we went up to Santa Clara that you need to contain Espinoza. Nobody listened to me, and the guy had a brace. That's the guy who you're going to count on to score goals and assist. I wouldn't be surprised if they both got themselves in the stat report for a goal and an assist apiece. These guys you have to contain because they are the most potent and deadly weapons that San Jose brings to the table. You can convert your opportunities and contain these two. I think we got a damn good shot at winning this game.
And Philly, you mentioned Stipe Biuk. He scored against San Jose last time out, so this could be another one of those breakout games for him. Absolutely. So let's get into score predictions. Man, did I hate your scoreline last week? Because you predicted a draw. I mean, who really, come on, if you're an LAFC podcaster, you are not supposed to pick a draw, right? I mean, you can be a little bit more of a homer, Philly. I mean, I feel like I don't even know you anymore. So I'm going to pick a draw. Yeah. So I'm doing this because I'm trying to find my most level-headed prediction that I've got. Because here's the thing. I want this club to show me something right now. I want this club to show me a little extra fight. And we know that they listen to this. We know that many of the players listen to One More Sleep on their way to the match. So they're going to hear this. Kellen Acosta is going to see me in the hallway and daggers. There's daggers. There's Mahala's not there to calm him down anymore. There's going to be daggers from Kellen Acosta. Your boy, Eldon Jakupovic, he might not even talk to you after he hears me predict a 1-1 draw. But here's the thing. We are limping to this kind of mythical halfway mark after the July 15 game, which, by the way, if halfway is 33 games into the season, shoot me. But we're kind of limping to this halfway mark. This could be super dangerous, Philly, as we have San Jose and then St. Louis and then Minnesota on the road. This 5-match stretch in July, it's very possible. We can get no points, 1 point, 2 points. It's very possible. So what I want to see starting here, draw your line in the sand and draw it at home at BMO. Let this be the wake-up call that we need. I hope I'm wrong 1-1. If at least I hope I'm wrong, it's 1-0. But you mentioned it. If it's not Denny Bawanga lately, it's not many people. And I'm hoping that we can figure it out. I'm predicting a 1-1 draw, and I am expecting all the hate to come my way.
Okay. You are a bit crazy. And that's how it goes. Save the drama. Call your mama. We are not going out with a draw. We are going to win. And I'll tell you why. Because we are number one, first and foremost. Nothing really to expand upon there. But none of the 14 meetings between LAFC and San Jose have ended in a draw. 14 times these two teams have played. And the home side has won each of the last 8 meetings between these two. They don't draw against each other. And lately, they've been going at each other 2-1, 2-1. So I think, why the hell not? Let history repeat itself. 2-1 yet again. We are turning this effing ship around tomorrow, and that's the bottom line because Philly 316 said so. 2-1, we get 3 points. We get back to our winning ways with reinforcements on the horizon. Let's go ride that lightning, defenders.
Look, I want it. I feel like you and I swapped places from the Rose Bowl to here. That was me. I was like, we are going to come out. We're going to play like gangbusters. It's going to be all LAFC. And now here's Philly saying it's 2-1. I'm now the Eeyore, the pessimistic, I don't know. But you know what?
Christopher Robin.
LAFC can't score a goal. No Denny Bawanga.
That's going to be like the thing under the scarf on the next one, Eeyore.
Only if I'm right. If I'm right, I'll put it under there. 1-1. Scarf said so.
All right. If you're Eeyore, then I'm Tigger. Bouncy, 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 bouncy.
Look, I would love to argue about Winnie the Pooh characters after we're talking about a victory. Philly, it is going to be a day tomorrow out at Christmas Tree Lane. We're going to get there early, or at least you guys are going to get there early. We'll see. I'm kind of playing it by ear right now. I got a lot of stuff going on outside of this, but that's okay. Yeah. It's going to be, look, we're back at BMO. We're back home. It's been a long, strange trip that is nowhere near yet ending. We have 2 more matches in just 7-8 more days. So it's a big stretch. When we hit this break on July 15th, after we're kind of limping to the finish line, I feel like Philly, then all bets are off. Steve Trundle gets to go back to the lab for the first time in quite a while. We get a little bit of a break before League's Cup. We're not going to have 12 more weeks of multiple games in a week like we have already had this season. I am looking forward to the second half of the season, but that needs to come after 3 more matches: San Jose, St. Louis, and then at Minnesota.
And what we haven't even talked about yet is the fact that Minnesota just brought in Norwich City's Pookie. Oh boy. But Scarf, before I let you go,
Yeah.
Be happy, Mr. Scarf.
F.
We are going to get the win tomorrow, Mr. Scarf.
F
And
minus.
all will be good because Hello Kitty 316 said so, Mr. Scarf. I
Shoot.
love you, Mr. Scarf. You are my favorite after Philly and Panda.
see, even Hello
Wow.
Kitty's optimistic. And maybe that's the reason we started losing, because we haven't seen much of Hello Kitty. Love you, Hello Kitty. Welcome back, baby. I might bring her out to BMO tomorrow. I don't know.
Well, stop by the Defenders tent if you want to hang out with Hello Kitty. Have a great time. But while we're talking about cool things, Philly, we have a cool guitar riff.
Yeah. Hopefully I can find it. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye.